I was born in Stratford, Connecticut. I've lived in Philadelphia for the past 10 years, and I'm a pipe maker and a glass educator. You know, I feel like I was going to be creative no matter what. Both my parents are artists. I just grew up always immersed in art, and you know, my father's a sculptor and a painter, my mother's a stone sculptor, and they would bring me to museums and galleries, and man, they brought me probably to see some pretty age inappropriate art growing up all the time, which like definitely morphed my thought process. Like, you know, they brought me to see Francis Bacon and Lucian Freud exhibits when I was like, you know, prepubescent and shit. And it was, you know, definitely mind altering. This is the largest amount of independently employed glass artists that's ever existed. You know, we're all in our garages and warehouses and basements and wherever, just making pipes and making a living. And who would have thought? Into like classical architecture. You know, I kind of pull inspiration from all over. I pull inspiration from the dumbest shit too. You know, like I just did a whole series of lighthouses, and I was just having like a rough go at it in the beginning of the summer. Just nothing was going right in the studio. I wasn't feeling my own designs. Just wasn't in the right headspace, wasn't feeling creative, and I just needed a vacation. I started thinking about vacation and started thinking about beaches and lighthouses, and then it was like, oh shit, lighthouses are shaped like bongs. Like I should make a lighthouse. You know, and then out of that came these anchors, and like, you know, it's sort of interesting how like out of these low times, sometimes these high times come right after, and it's like creativity just compounds on itself. And 3 years ago, I taught my first class out in San Francisco, and that was a humbling experience. All of a sudden, I'm standing in front of like 12 people who are paying for whatever information I'm going to give them. I've never taught before, you know, and it was cool. After 3 days, I feel like I really felt comfortable and really connected with some people. And from there, I ended up just getting a good reputation as a teacher. So people started inviting me to their studios to teach, and I've just been doing it ever since, trying to teach at least 4 classes a year. I love doing it. I love seeing different places, connecting with people.
What we do here is go back.
Is where you should get it the hottest. So like where, you know, you get an area hot, get it moving, and then the next area you get hot is where you want that glass to move to. What holds beginner glass blowers back is worrying too much about material cost. This shit, 6 mil rod, you've seen how many I've gone through already? You know, this shit's cheap. Clear's cheap. Gas is cheap. You know, your time is what's worth money in this thing. Like, your time is worth so much more than material. See how this ended up blowing out really thin? You know, I could feel it, like, feeding back to the Bluetooth, and that's why it didn't end up just blowing out. Like,
Success in the glass world's come out of community, you know, and having a strong community around me and being linked into a really tight-knit group of people who are my contemporaries and who, so ultimately I think through these classes I want to impart that on people, you know, that sense of community. In my class I talk about that a lot. So every class, like, I'm developing a part of my own skills, and just as I'm trying to help these people and the students develop their own skills, I have kind of a free form way of teaching where I have a general idea of what I want to do with the students and what I want to show them, but then every class is full of personalities and full of people, so I have to adjust to that, full of different skill levels, you know, so I have to kind of play to the class in a way. And then, you know, it depends on what I'm interested in at the moment or what I want to explore at the moment. I feel like the idea that I kept imparting in this class was simplicity. I feel like in recent years I've really stripped down my working style, and I've stripped down my toolbox and my equipment.
What we do here is go
And
back.
glass is a material because it's so fragile and everything can go wrong in a second. It's like you could be killing it all day long on this piece, and man, everything can turn around in a second. You could lose 8, 10, 20 hours worth of work in like the blink of an eye. You know, so you definitely learn non-attachment. You definitely learn how to sort of shake that kind of shit off and like get up, try again, keep going. You know, instead of throwing a little tantrum and going home, you know, you just learn how to keep on going, make the piece again.
The way he went about, not even purposely went about things, just the way things worked with his style and technique was fun to watch. It was really interesting. He's real casual, and I think I guess that comes with, you know, doing it so much. You know, you have to find a way to take your mind off of it, and he does a real good job of showing that you don't have to really work frustrated through everything that you're doing. So it's cool.